I wonder, consciousness limits are most often mysterious, in some sense infinite. A problem science tirelessly works to solve in a universe, in a galaxy and outer space, for life on Earth, to have information, truth and facts verified for a word describing vision and sound, feeling. But behavior needs minimalization. In other words, psychedelia, hallucinating, worthy pursuits to help scientists figure out consciousness now. Behavior needs, unfortunately, mind control. What scares me the most about these two examples in the same video has to do with a psychology from so long about self and ego and all of these words, requirements, limits, and those who control intelligence, brilliance, and genius. And now, a new communist, socialist, democratic, money, 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 free services, free services, free services, government, 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 government. Arguing philosophers and theorists. A system previously used within a problem they say they've solved with their economics. With an additional new process, procedure, part in a system, they've updated so their demands barely need votes, and instead inspire masses and motivate huge groups to follow them and what they say and what they do to end suffering and poverty and racism now. Instead of solving mathematically, verbally, and intelligently a big problem with not only psychology and psychiatry and economics, but those who are now using those parts to, in many ways, brainwash, doing what propaganda does in North Korea, communist China, Russia, parts of the world where 3 people don't get arrested, thousands go to jail, beaten, bloodied. White privilege has more to do with a continuance of a philosophy and theory instead of outright saying there are those with freedom who use their freedom to then restrict and limit the freedom for other humans, telling them about their plans and handing out t-shirts and hats and clothing, organizing huge rallies and protests, breaking windows and graffitiing and causing terror during a coronavirus pandemic. These aren't disconnected, different from what's already used by professionals and doctors, governors and presidents, to accomplish goals of better life, cleaner water, less pollution. But what's changed has to do with speed, masses and groups forming together, building energy and tenacity. Except they have not eliminated a duality, stopping their success and accomplishment of helping those they say they make free, fed, housed, etc. Now, there's Republicans, the extremists on the right also. There's Democrats, there's middle, independents, libertarians, so on and so forth. Socialists and communists and progressives on the far left. Far left argues consciousness a mystery. Science needs a universe and galaxy to solve now. A far right, Republicans have consciousness with stimulation and reward, and argue their consciousness needing the stimulation and reward for their hard work, reduces, minimizes when there's taxes and government denial of their funds, restrictions, controls. Those funds they say they use for their consciousness, their house, their home, their families. Saying the less taxes, the more money for the people to figure out civilization. And then the far left, the Democrats, saying there's been too many seconds and minutes wasted. Time has run out. Climate change has gotten worse. Suffering, homelessness increased. So now they will dominate. And not only will they dominate, they will fix, teach, and make those racist white people who are supremacists, KKK members, and worse, to have a gender neutrality, a mindful self and ego, and a more pretty mood, a better emotion, a more clear thought, and a more concise explanation, explaining their behavior, posture, gesture, dialect and ethnicity, culture, and diversity now. Nobody in politics, no leaders, no famous billionaires worry about a time for YouTube now. And they can stare at a camera for 15 minutes and not worry, but I have to watch the seconds tick down to 15 now. And sit and sit and wait and wait. And hear their stories of scientific achievement and Elon Musk's explanation for consciousness, a mystery involving a universe and a galaxy now.